Hey everybody, how you doing? Uncle Vinny here. You know what's coming up? That's right, Health Chat. Grab a cup of coffee, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. I'm Dr. Nick Circolone. Today, we're going to continue what we were talking about last week about these young ladies that came on, Mary and Jeanette, and we're going to talk a little bit more about their program, what it is. We're going to tell you what it is, what it entails, how much weight they have lost, and how healthy they have become. See, that's the thing. It's your life, it's your body, it's your health. Don't trust anyone else to it. Make sure that you become informed and make sure that you become proactive in your own healthcare, because I'll tell you what, if you're not, you're going to end up in the system. And you know what? The system's not as good as it used to be. It's getting pretty bad at this point. So I'm going to bring Mary and I am going to bring Jeanette in. Hey, ladies, how we doing?
Hey,
Doing awesome.
How are you?
Good, good. Well, I noticed your faces when I was talking to you, like, oh my gosh, what is he gonna say? Oh
No,
ooh.
I was sitting over here like, oh my gosh, yes.
But it's true. It's true. We have to be aware. So am I giving misinformation? No, I'm not giving misinformation. Now, can doing good for yourself be misinformation? Depends on who thinks it is and who says. If somebody above me says, "Oh no, you can't tell people to eat right. You have to tell them to eat this." You know, cornflakes are good, smoking's good, vegetables are bad. Now, I don't know if you ladies have ever seen. You're probably very sweet, very innocent ladies. Have you ever seen the movie Sleeper?
No.
Okay. Have you ever seen this movie Sleeper, Joe?
I have not.
Okay. Great movie. Need to see it. I'll give you a real quick synopsis of the movie. Woody Allen goes in for a gallbladder surgery, minor surgery, ends up on the table, and they put him in a cryogenic state. They unfreeze him, and he's in tinfoil. It's actually hysterical. So they bring him back, and he was eating, all the good foods. He was doing vitamins, the whole bit. Well, when he comes back in, or when they revive him, now everything's bad. Like, you shouldn't eat greens, you shouldn't eat vegetables. People are smoking, people are drinking, and it's all good. What we were doing before was bad. Now this is all good. I know that sounds really far-fetched, but I'm wondering if that's what's coming down the pike soon. If what's bad is good and what's good is bad. I mean, they talked about that in the Bible. It said, we're going to be looking at what's bad as good and what is good is bad.
Well, I think it's fair to say that they're certainly trying to make it that way.
Right?
That's the message that's getting delivered.
So what can we offer people? Because we're having a little get together in my office this Thursday, the 27th. You can give us a call at the office at 855-7376. Talk to Shay. She'll set you up. We don't know how many people are going to be there, but we're going to have it open. We're actually going to close it tomorrow. I mean, if somebody calls on Thursday and goes, can I? Probably, but we were limited for room, so we have to know how many people are coming. So that's why we have to make sure that people know that tomorrow, if you aren't going to RSVP, just call the office again, 855-7376. Ladies, I know that you have some people coming. Mm-hmm. I have some people coming. Don't know what's going to be there, but I know it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to try to video it. When I say video it, not video it, we're going to try to live stream this as well on Thursday. So that should be fun too. If we don't have any gremlins. Joe, we've been having little gremlins every once in a while, right? So we don't know how to act. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Every now and then, but it keeps you on your feet.
It does. It does. This is so much fun doing it from home in my little studio, and I get to see everybody, but it's not the same, Joe. I miss it. It doesn't have that, that nuance of the smell and the mics and everything. It's just, I'm using my own stuff here. It's just, I'm by myself. Nobody's here with me, but I can get to see you. So that's a good thing. I like that. We're talking about the program. Can I tell people what it is? It's been driving me crazy.
Absolutely. Go for it. But then we get to explain what it really is.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm on all you can eat seafood. No, I'm just kidding. I partner with the ladies that are with Optavia. Now, Optavia is a big organization, but I actually started doing it, and I've lost 52 pounds in 3 days. Joe, it's like having a bullet train of fiber, man. It's like, whoa, I'm just, whoo. But no, it's really
Oh my
not.
gosh.
You
Stop.
guys don't. I'm telling you, you have no idea what you got yourselves into by getting me involved.
Listen, I love it. I love to be entertained, and you're entertaining me. So you're doing your job. I'm doing mine.
Well, I have to say this. Optavia it's just interesting because the thing that I liked about it the most is the support. I like and I love the support. It was funny today, my coach, Mary, she texted me today and said, "Hey, how you doing? How's your lean and green going?" So I sent her a picture of, a cheeseburger with bacon on it, but there was broccoli next to it. She didn't like that. It wasn't good. It wasn't on there.
Oh my god.
So tell me, what is Optavia? What's the big difference between like Optavia and some of these other weight loss things?
So, I think the biggest difference is that we have 4 components. And I think Mary and I can share explaining those things and how important they are to the journey. And yes, there's a nutritional component, but honestly, that's only 25% of the program. Like, you can do a lot of things to lose weight and they'll work. The science behind our program is pretty fantastic, and you can't beat it, in my opinion, for 99.9% of people. But what really makes a difference, you already really alluded to, is the one-on-one coaching. That's the second component that's so important, and another 25% of the overall picture. And there's statistics out there that, the studies range for Optavia. Doing our program without the coach contact each week versus doing it with contacting your coach each week made clients 2.3 times more successful just with our program, right? Versus in general, any program with a coach that you communicate with on a weekly basis to help you work through things and stay accountable, it's 3 times more actually on any program. So, just knowing that is the value of having a coach in your corner. To me, that's, invaluable, actually.
Accountability is the key. And we were talking and we were joking around about P90X before this. When I started P90X, one of the things that kept me motivated was somebody talking to me while I was working out, where if I'm just sitting in and I'm doing curls and I'm doing bench presses, it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. But if somebody's there and you're like, okay, I'm watching other people do this and they're getting results, I can do that as well. And that's what's really important. And I like that. I like that a lot. And I guess that's the reason why I signed up with you guys in particular, not with Optavia, with you guys, because I felt like we had this good rapport going. And with that rapport, I just feel like I can, another one, succeed in, and I don't need to lose a ton of weight, but I want to start the program so I can tell people, hey, this really works. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you, we started last Thursday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Already lost 4.5 pounds.
Yeah.
I'm not even trying. I just did. And, my goal is, come summertime, I want to be able to go to the beach and look halfway decent. I want to wear my tank top. I want to wear my Speedo. I want to look good on the beach. Joe's sitting here going, oh my gosh.
Me and Mary.
We're going to get censored. They're not going to be able to sleep tonight, Joe. They're going to be thinking about that in their head. Every time they see me now, they'll be like, oh my gosh, I can't look at them.
Oh my goodness. You're hilarious.
Uncle Vinny in a Speedo?
Yes, exactly.
Oh my gosh. And see how fun this is. This is the community that we have, right?
and I like that. It's not stuffy and it's not militant. That's what's nice about it. It's not militant. If you fall off the bandwagon, you know what? You got another couple hours. You can go right back on there. I will tell you what. You get your food. Of course, it's going to be a package. You know what your food is. You're going to get that. The only problem was I was waiting for another box. I got this huge box of food. And I was like, oh, that's for this week?
You're hilarious.
Apparently it
A
wasn't.
lot. It's a lot.
But it was a lot. It was a lot.
No, actually, people see when they get down to like Mary, you can relate. We have clients that'll be ready to reorder, and they're like, "I still have so much stuff," and we're like, "We promise you're going to use it. You eat 5 of them a day."
Oh yeah, I mean, and then you do your lean and green, which is interesting.
Yes.
And it's like you're not starving yourself. And it was funny. Kevin was talking about, I'm tired of chicken and broccoli. I'm tired of chicken and broccoli. I like chicken and broccoli, but I don't want to eat it all the time. There are other things out there that you can eat. It's
Oh my goodness, yes.
Just ask the questions. So, Jeanette, how much weight have you lost personally?
So I lost 50 to 55 pounds at my very best, but I stay in that range, that 50 to 55 pounds. But here's the key, Dr. Nick, is I've done that and kept that off for over 4 years.
You answered the question before I even
game
asked
changer.
it.
Yeah, that's the real game changer. That's what's important. And that's what's different about when you have your coach. Because guess what? I still talk to my health coach. She didn't go, "Oh, you lost your 50 pounds. See you later." Right? We still keep in touch with each other on my health. We happen to be really good friends now too, which is kind of amazing because that's what happens, right, Mary? And that's so, it's an amazing thing that happens from when you surround yourself with like-minded people that, our third component, which is community, is amazing, And so, I mean, it's when you can get plugged in with people who all have similar like-minded goals, like they just want to be their best self, right? And
without a doubt.
Actually, I would love for Mary to talk about the Habits of Health transformation system next, because community is actually our third component. So we kind of segued right into talking about that and why that's the key to maintaining your weight loss. I had a dinner party this past weekend at my house, and we were mind boggled about how little we spent for this amazing dinner that also served our health well. The cool thing is it's because my friends are actually okay with eating our delicious, healthy food because they're also trying to be their best healthy selves. And so we enjoy it in community together.
Well, I will tell you this. There is an ulterior motive why I'm doing it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get to a point where I want to have more of a plant-based diet, more Mediterranean type diet for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get kickstarted because, we were out at the trunk or treat and I told you I had choices. Did you see what I sent?
Yes. Yes. I'm like, B is the right choice. B.
And if for those of you that are just kind of tuning in and have no idea what we're talking about, we went to a trunk or treat at church and they were giving out candy and I had I had my fuel bar with me. And it was like I had to make a choice between a Snickers and a fuel bar. Now I ate the fuel bar and then I ate 2 Snickers because they matched up. You know what I mean? No, I didn't. I was just kidding. I didn't do it. But the hardest thing is not putting stuff into your mouth that is convenient. See, that's the thing with the coaching, with what you can eat, with the fueling, that makes a difference. So you're thinking about eating 6 meals a day or 6 fuelings a day because that's what it is. Mm-hmm. And what happens is you're getting to that pattern. So when you come off of eating or taking some of the Optavia stuff, you're going to want to just start eating better and still doing the 6 meals. I will tell you this, I'm probably going to continue to get some of this, like a lot of the stuff, because it's easier it's quick, it's easy, it's healthy, and it's got everything I need in it in a portion that I won't go grabbing something else. So Mary, you have some other stuff that you wanted to say too. So
yeah, Jeanette's already mentioned 3 of the components that we have. The nutrition. Honestly, this is the easiest things, hands down, that I have ever done to try and attempt to lose weight, and I lost 40 pounds. The community is amazing, but we also have just a game changer with the education, because you were talking earlier about misinformation. There's a lot of information out there on how to get healthier, right? Well, what does that mean? Now, if you have a weight loss goal, there are a lot of things that don't serve that, right? So get 2 big fat books. They're meant to take a year to go through. That's going to get into the head and heart stuff, dealing with the psychological issues. So much around food. We eat for all the reasons, right? We eat with people and when we're by ourselves, and sad and happy and lonely and mad. everything is centered around food. Well, how do you do that well? So yes, you're learning the nutrition side, but getting into these books to learn really, why do I do the things I do? What are the patterns, and even into the physiology of it, right? Of what is this doing to my body when I eat the Snickers bar, because there's an impact, and you could explain the whole thing. And Jeanette, you could explain it better than I can, of the insulin dump and all these things happening, when you're eating the sugar and even some of the healthier carbs, right? So when we're super sensitive, we have to just be aware. Listen, there are a lot of healthy things you can do, but for a weight loss goal, that doesn't serve you. So that is just a huge part of the educational component of the program. So getting into those, a little bit every day or every week, so that you, for the long term, come out with a healthy lifestyle, and we don't have to do this again. Learning to live and eat for life.
We talk about, mindsets, and if your mind is not set right, you have a hard time with it. And I will say it's so easy to lose that mindset if you don't have someone to talk to, if you don't have an accountability person. And, sometimes you want to talk to your friends and they're like, yeah, I know, I feel the same way you do. This is some good cheesecake. Would you like a piece? Here's the thing. I'm not that militant, but some people need to be militant. You have to go, you can't eat that right now. What you're doing is you're substituting something for a problem or a feeling or an emotion that you have. Once you can break that, you won't want that again. And I'm going to give you a good example of that. I was a smoker, believe it or not. You probably like, what?
Wow.
Yeah, I was a smoker. I smoked so much, people would go, you need to quit. And I started when I was a teenager. I quit early, like late teenager. I quit when I was in my 20s. But what I did was, somebody said to me, "You can't quit." I go, "I'll quit. I can quit anytime. I'll quit right now. Let me finish this pack." If you've been a smoker, you'll understand what I just said. So what I did was, they said, "You're a wimp. You can't quit." And I'm like, "Really?" It was like McFly, it's like, yeah, I could quit. It was my uncle. I'll never forget. We're sitting in my car and he looks at me and he says, "You can't quit." And I said, "I could quit." He said, "You can't quit for a month." And I said, what if I quit for a month?" He said, "You'll just quit for a month." He said, but I know you can't, so I don't want to bet you and take your money. So I said, "Yes, I can quit." I took the pack of cigarettes. I remember it was Merit 100s. I squeezed the pack and I threw them out the window. Bad thing to do, of course, in New York, but I did. And I haven't put a cigarette in my mouth because I equated a lot of pain and angst to the fact that if I would have put a cigarette back in my mouth, I would be like in a bad place in my life. So that's why that's why I quit smoking. And I haven't put one in my mouth since, because if I do, I will smoke as much as I did when I first started. Want to know more about what's going on with Optavia, knowing more about the program, because it is not the food, it's the program that's so important. And the people are more important than the program and the food, because they make it work. So tell me more. I'm excited. Tell me more. Tell me more.
So, in the break, I was thinking about this. I'm like, wait, we need to tell them these things, I think when Mary was talking about the habits of health system, I wanted to, just kind of clarify, like, we have 26 elements that we work through with our clients. And so 6 out of 26 have anything to do with food. And that includes how you're going to lose the weight, how you're going to get your health in check, how you're going to maintain it and transition into leveling up and optimizing your health with nutrition, right? Because we don't stop at weight loss, we optimize. Okay. So we transition. We actually coach our clients through that as well. That's one of the reasons people are so successful. If they dig in and don't just stop the program, they don't go, "Oh, I lost my 50 pounds. I'm out," right? I'm going back to normal, what society has told us is normal, right? There's so many more habits that we work on that actually affect your health and well-being, right? Like sleep. But sleep is so important to our overall health and well-being. And before I got myself in check with my nutrition, My sleep was a mess too. And so I'd be that person that was up looking at the ceiling with her brain running 8 miles an hour, 80 miles an hour, and just couldn't stop it. And then, a couple months into program, not even to my goal, all of a sudden I was falling asleep in 5 minutes. And you can ask my kids, if mom gets her shower and she goes to bed, you better get everything you need to get in.
As you're talking, I'm thinking about, well, we need to get you on the couch because it sounds like a therapy session. I mean, that's exactly what it is, because
Yes.
we got issues. As people, we have
Oh.
issues. We deal with a lot of things, and what's funny about that is we don't realize we have issues. I got it. I got it. I can take care of this myself. Don't worry about it. Stay away. But I'm thinking about this as somebody goes through the program, loses all their weight, and then turns around and says, and this is the question I'm going to ask, I'm going to go back to my old ways of eating. How many people do that, number one, and go, they're on it for a week, 2 weeks, maybe a month, and go, oh, this is ridiculous. I feel terrible. I have to go back to what I was before. And I think even with a coach, some people are going to go back down that road.
Of course they are. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd be lying if I said we were 100% successful with transforming every single person's life. But the fact of the matter is, here's the thing. Our program is a personal development program with a nutrition component, actually. So the problem is that those people who don't succeed usually haven't plugged into that component. They haven't done the personal development.
That's the key. How many people, and we're talking about some psychology now. So if you're a person that is overweight or wants to lose weight, has the yo-yo diet kind of thing, you're up, you're down, you're up, you're down, you're up, you're down. And I know for myself, there's certain things that I want to eat, and I know that if I eat them, it's not really going to bother me that much, but it may. You don't realize that until you start feeling good. But how many people? How do we get people? I guess this is my question. How do we get people to buy into we're changing you? Forget the weight, forget the food. How are we changing you? Because if we don't change you, how are you going to succeed in life? And a lot of people, I'm sorry, I'm cutting you off, but I'm thinking to myself, a lot of people are, I don't feel loved. I don't feel wanted. I don't feel motivated. I don't feel important. These are things, these negative thoughts, they drive me insane. And my famous saying is, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. This is not an easy thing, ladies. Losing the weight that you lost was not an easy thing. So, do people come in and go, okay, because I'm new at this, I'm going to be coaching people about this. I talk to people and coach people really every day about their health, but now I'm going into a different realm, and that's why I'm doing it, because I want my patients to feel better and do better. So, of course, I'm doing it. So I could say, yeah, I've done it, and I know exactly what you're going through, but I'm already a motivated guy. I'm already, I try to think positively. I don't dwell on negative things. How do we train people, or how does the program train people that are like that? Because when you are overweight, when you have those issues, you're going to have a poor self-image.
Yeah, no, it is absolutely complicated, right? It is different for every single person that we coach, that we're talking through some things. And honestly, I've had clients who learn something about themselves, you're 50 plus years old, and go, whoa, I had no idea, right? So diving in to do that. But, first off, we're talking with clients, well, pre-client, right? Of what is the program? Where are you at in your health? What is your mindset now? And we don't start a client until they're ready. And there's a knowing both with us and with that person if they're ready to go. Now, even from if they're hesitant, which I was, Jeanette likes to remind me how skeptical I was, but I was hopeful. And, when you get into a structure that you're right, it's not easy, but it's simple to follow. So following the structure, right, with your coach and getting into these pieces of the puzzle, it's a gradual process. We're not diving into all the psychology of it. Week one, we get them some wins, right? I lost
That's right.
4.2 pounds my first week, and I was super motivated, and I felt better.
And then, and then she was ready to work on some of the stuff that was going on
Yeah.
up here, right? Because
Yeah.
she felt good and she had collected a couple wins, right?
Mhm.
But I think you kind of alluded to it earlier, Mary, like we start from that conversation before they ever say yes to themselves, because they're not saying yes to us. They're saying yes to
Right.
themselves, right? So we never get into these conversations to ask for a credit card. We get into the conversation with someone to awaken them to the potential that their life can be so much better. And when they tell us what they envision when they get healthier and when they achieve those goals, I actually made a reel today that kind of made me cry a little bit, because I put before pictures and then I put all the things that I've accomplished physically in the last few years. And it was things like wakeboarding and hiking and riding ATVs for 4 hours and climbing 110 stairs and running and things I couldn't do when I was 20. Okay. Like this has been a lifelong battle. When I started, my coach said, "Why do you want to do this? Why is it important to Jeanette to be healthy?" For me, it was, well, I want to be a good mom. And I want to do this. Well, what the next question is, you start digging deeper after a few weeks on program and you go, well, why is it important for you to be a good mom? Right. And so it gets really, really deep and it grows and evolves over time. The real point that I have is that you deserve yourself to put yourself first and stop putting yourself on the back burner and your health on the back burner, because today's the day for you to take care of you. And when you take care of yourself and you become your best self, then you're your best self for everyone else.
I'm a server. I love to serve people. That's my thing. I wouldn't do what I do if I couldn't serve people. It's not about money. It's not about fame. It's not about any of that. People go, "Oh, why do you do talk radio?" Because I want people to be educated and know that there's something out there that's good for them, something they can do, something they can enjoy. And I want to be kind of the motivator for them. I love to motivate people because I used to be the guy that was like, I'm not good enough to do this. No, I can't do this. I really don't want to do that. But now I'm the guy that I'll just do everything. So I want to ask the question, ladies, as women, you have body dysmorphia. I mean, that's just one of the things that women deal with every single day of their life. So when, as a guy, it's like, "Hey, how you doing? Look at my belly. Yeah, this is my little six pack that I use, my little fuel center. If I didn't have this, I don't know where I would be. This little full. Look at this." I'm sorry. How do you talk to a guy about this? It's like, "I look good. Look at me. How do I look?" Because guys don't really open up.
Okay, well, yeah, and I'll admit that, and you guys will meet my husband eventually on the show, but I'll admit that it took him a couple of years to do the
You think
head
you're
work.
going to do this again? No, go ahead.
Yes, I definitely think we're going to do this again. But it took him a little while to do the head work. Actually, Jason jumped on board way faster than Kevin when it came to the head work. And I'm going to brag on him because he actually has, he has turned around and coached us in a lot of ways. But I think you're not giving the men enough credit. I think that they want more, just like we do. I think women, yes, are naturally a little more emotional. Don't anybody send me hate mail, but we are a little more emotional. But men feel too, and men care too. I have a good friend who lost, I think it was 80 pounds that Chris Sims lost on program. And we have had discussions about his and my, common body dysmorphia still. It's really hard to get that out of your brain.
Wow. You talk about a fast hour, Joe. We got, a minute left?
About a minute, yeah.
Joe, it always flies by, doesn't it, ladies?
Yes.
So fast.
You guys,
so fun.
Yeah, you guys did awesome today. I want to talk more about it next time we get together about guys and the Optavia program, because I think it's going to be great. Guys, we will see you next week. Enjoy your week. God bless and stay safe.